You fight every day to keep your blood sugar under control. You avoid sweets. You measure your carbs. You follow your doctor's orders. But did you know that a large part of the excess sugar in your blood doesn't just come from what you eat, but from your own liver, which is working overtime producing glucose non-stop? And what if I told you there is a common, everyday vegetable, a green superhero you can find in any market, that contains a compound capable of entering your liver and, like a good manager, ordering it to lower its sugar production? Today, you will discover what this vegetable is, how its magic works at a cellular level, and how you can prepare it the right way to turn it into your best ally for clearing excess sugar from your blood. When we talk about high blood sugar, hyperglycemia, we often focus on the sugar we ingest. But for someone with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, there's another huge problem: uncontrolled hepatic gluconeogenesis. It's a complicated name for a simple concept. Your liver is a glucose factory. It's designed to release sugar into the blood when you haven't eaten to maintain your energy. The problem is, in a state of insulin resistance, the liver becomes deaf to the insulin signal that should tell it, "Stop producing sugar, there's enough already." And it keeps pumping glucose into your blood, even after you've eaten. So, the smartest strategy isn't just to control the sugar coming in, but also to calm down that overexcited internal factory. And this is where our star vegetable comes into play, one that belongs to the cruciferous family: broccoli. Broccoli, along with its cousins like cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage, is much more than just fiber and vitamins. It's a natural pharmacy, and its most studied and potent active compound for blood sugar control is sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is an almost miraculous molecule, and its effect on blood sugar has been documented in high-level scientific studies, such as those published in the prestigious journal Science Translational Medicine. Researchers discovered that sulforaphane works in 3 spectacular ways to clean sugar from the blood. Mechanism: 1. The liver's manager. This is its most important action. Sulforaphane travels to your liver, and once there, it suppresses the key enzymes responsible for glucose production. In other words, it enters the sugar factory and flips the switch off on the main machines. The result, demonstrated in studies, is a significant reduction in glucose production by the liver. This is revolutionary because it attacks the high sugar problem from its other major source, the internal one. Mechanism 2. The sugar sponge. Broccoli is loaded with fiber, especially soluble fiber. In your gut, this fiber acts like a net or a sponge. It traps the sugars from the food you eat and drastically slows their absorption into the bloodstream. Instead of suffering a violent glucose spike after a meal, you get a much slower, gentler release of energy. This gives your pancreas a break and makes managing glucose much easier. Mechanism 3. The oil for insulin. Broccoli is also a good source of minerals like chromium and magnesium. Both are essential cofactors for insulin to work correctly. Think of insulin as a key and your cell receptors as a lock. Chromium and magnesium are like the lubricating oil that allows the key to enter and turn smoothly in the lock. By improving insulin sensitivity, broccoli helps the sugar already in your blood enter the cells more efficiently, thus clearing the bloodstream. Incredible. But I've always had a question. I've heard that if you boil broccoli, it loses all its properties. Am I destroying the sulforaphane by cooking it? What's the right way to prepare it to get this benefit? This question is the most important of all because preparation is everything. How to prepare broccoli to maximize its power? Here is a biochemistry secret that will change the way you cook broccoli forever. Sulforaphane does not exist as such in raw broccoli. Broccoli contains 2 separate compounds, glucoraphanin and an enzyme called myrosinase. When you cut or chew broccoli, you break the cell walls, and these two compounds mix, and the myrosinase converts the glucoraphanin into the magical sulforaphane. The problem is that the myrosinase enzyme is very sensitive to heat and is quickly destroyed by cooking. But sulforaphane, once created, is heat-resistant. The scientific habit: chop and wait. Chop the broccoli, wash the broccoli, and cut it into the florets or pieces you plan to use. Wait. Leave the chopped broccoli on the cutting board or in a bowl for 30 to 40 minutes before cooking it. During this time, the myrosinase enzyme will be working at full capacity, converting glucoraphanin into a large amount of sulforaphane. Cook gently. After waiting, cook the broccoli. The best methods for preserving nutrients are steaming for 3 to 5 minutes, or a quick sauté. Avoid boiling it in a lot of water, as many nutrients are lost. This simple chop and wait habit can multiply the amount of sulforaphane your body receives, making every bite much more potent. I get the trick. Now, I need a delicious way to eat it. Something other than the typical boring boiled broccoli, so I can actually incorporate it into my daily life. Of course. Let's turn this medicinal vegetable into an irresistible dish. Practical and delicious recipe: roasted broccoli with garlic and lemon. This roasting technique lightly caramelizes the edges of the broccoli, giving it a nutty flavor and an incredible texture that will make you forget you're eating something so healthy. Ingredients: 1 large head of broccoli, 2 to 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, thinly sliced, the juice of half a lemon, salt and freshly ground black pepper to taste. Optional: a few slivered almonds or a pinch of red pepper flakes. Preparation, step by step. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees, 200 degrees. Wash the broccoli and cut it into medium-sized florets. Remember to apply the chop and wait technique for at least 30 minutes. In a large bowl, place the broccoli florets. Add the olive oil, sliced garlic, salt, and pepper, and red pepper flakes if using. Mix everything very well with your hands, making sure every little tree is well coated. Spread the broccoli in a single layer on a baking sheet. This is key for it to roast and not steam. Bake for 20-25 minutes. Stir it a bit halfway through. You'll know it's ready when the edges are golden brown and crispy, and the stems are tender. Take the broccoli out of the oven and, immediately, squeeze the lemon juice over it. If you're using almonds, add them now. The acidic touch of the lemon enhances all the flavors. Serve it hot as a side dish for grilled fish or chicken, or even as a main course with some quinoa. Other ways to incorporate it: add raw florets, after chopping and waiting, to your salads for a crunchy touch, or sauté it with your scrambled eggs in the morning. Blood sugar control is a marathon, not a sprint. And in this long-distance race, every smart decision counts. Today you've learned that you are not alone in this fight, that you have a powerful green ally on your side: broccoli. You've discovered that its star compound, sulforaphane, is not a myth, but a scientifically proven molecule that acts as a smart manager for your liver, ordering it to produce less sugar. You've learned that its fiber acts like a sponge, slowing the entry of glucose into your blood. And you've learned the crucial chop and wait trick to unleash its full medicinal power. Don't see broccoli as a simple side dish. See it for what it is: a functional food, a protector of your metabolism. By incorporating it into your diet regularly and preparing it the right way, you're not just eating something healthy, you are taking an active, deliberate step to cleanse your blood of sugar, to give your pancreas a rest, and to take charge of your health.